Mm, mm. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Godwin, it's time for you. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, Godwin, can you share with us your process? Like, briefly, can you share with us how was the process like for you and the current university that you're studying at? You on mute?
Okay, good evening, everybody. I am
Good
Godwin
evening.
and studying in the University of Bergamo, doing my master's in accounting, governance, and sustainability. I see study in Italy as a very touching moment of my education career or education path because compared to other countries, the processes are much demanding. And with Italy, it basically trickles down on you taking the processes genuinely and properly as expected of the authorities, and you find yourself at where you wish to be. So my experience so far, I realized that for you to actually get what you want, your first point of call should be the official document from the embassy. That is getting to know the checklist of the embassy and what they require from you to get the student visa. Because for me, I have a philosophy that is getting an admission to an Italian school is just
Mm-hmm,
one of the items on the list of visa application checklist. Because when
mm-hmm,
you check the checklist, there are series of items that you need to meet before you can have your visa. So getting an admission to a school is just one of the items on the list. So
mm-hmm,
what do? I started my process back in 2022. That was in lately December. I got to know of some, as at the time, a lot of schools in Italy are having free application. Most of them you can apply without paying an application. And for us, our main focus was on the open access courses. And one advice I will give to my colleagues now processing their admission is that they should always look out for programs in their field because I end up applying because it's free. I every night of my stay in Ghana, I ensure that I apply to a school before sleeping. So I end up applying to almost like 10 to 12 schools. So I will advise that in taking the application, you should ensure that you apply to a school in your field, a program in your field of study. That is to say, if you are doing business in your first degree and you want to do your master's, look out for business courses or programs in the sense that you have an upper hand in terms of evaluation. Because some of my programs that I've applied to, the response are that I don't have the prerequisite knowledge on the program. With that, people who are taking directly their courses from their field of study are chosen over me. Okay, so having checked on the application and how to go by them, I quickly move on to the application of for the visa. That is, I've gotten about 2 admissions. Some of the schools I couldn't hear from them, not even a call for an interview. So I had an admission to the University of Insubria and the University of Bergamo. Having these admissions, I check on the city, uh, the reputation of the school, and the program structure. So I realized that I can go well with University of Bergamo, and I have chosen Bergamo for my uh, university enrollment, and then further on to the pre-enrollment aspect of my application. One thing when it comes down to the visa application is that I suggest that you should always have a transition in your documents. When one document have your name in a particular arrangement, the next document, let's say your birth certificate or any other document you have, should also have the same name. If there is any discrepancy with the names, always ensure that you do such amendments for you to have a straightaway transition between your documents. Ensure that you don't take an advice from someone just because the person has passed through the process or is able to travel to Canada, US, or any other part of the world. So that advice or suggestion holds for Italy as well. I made an example that you should always look out for the items required by the embassy officially. If you need any further clarification, people like Anne or people who already passed through the process can give you deeper understanding. Maybe there is a language or a terminology you are not getting clear of. Then you seek those clarification. So for me, I don't have the government scholarship. That is to say, I need to show my financial muscle in terms of proof of funding for the visa application. And Italy has the law that it's only your biological parents, your mother and your father, who can sponsor your education, or your legal guardian who can sponsor your education in Italy. And those sponsors should have documents to back their means of economic subsistence, in the sense that you don't just bring money and tell them that you have this amount of money, but you should show documents. If your parents are into any official employment, then you get such documents from their employers, like employment extras, to show that this person is working with me, he takes this amount of salary. And also I back my application with investments that my dad and my mom did in some institution. You take official statements, because I was about to submit, and a colleague that I was doing the submission with realized that I took a statement from EcoBank which wasn't stamped or not on the letterhead, because EcoBank has this investment package called EDC. But EDC is not directly under EcoBank. So when you go to the branch of EcoBank, you might not have the official statement from EDC. So I have to quickly go to the EDC branch head office of EcoBank in Accra, and then took an official statement from them. So that's basically to say that every document you are presenting should be original, should be officially signed, and should have genuine content, so that the embassy will not have any doubts about the document you are presenting. So I quickly put in my application and waiting. Along the line, the call for regional scholarship. I am on the regional scholarship. So the call for the regional scholarship has been opened. Also, I want to make it categorically clear that with the regional scholarship, all Italian schools have regional scholarship. But when it comes to administration, uniquely, every school has how they administer their application, their financing, and all those things. Specifically in my school, you don't need to do the embassy legalization of your documents, but what you need to do is to just get your documents back in Ghana or your home country from the authorized institutions. That is to say, if you are looking out for a tax return, you should not go to any other office than the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, to have your. Please, if I'm talking too much and you think it's time, you can just alert me and then I control my. Okay. So when you get all those documents, when it comes to family composition, family composition is quite different from family income statement. Or yeah, because when it comes to visa application, we have family composition where you state the nuclear family you are residing with, all the members. But when it comes to the regional scholarship and the family composition or the family income document that you provide, this one doesn't only limit you to the nuclear family, but the household. If you stay in the same house with your uncles, your aunties, and other family members, they also form part of your household. So in this case, you include them in your family income document. And in some instances, they even require you to give the architectural design of the house you live in, the properties you have, how old are the various people in the family, are they schooling or working? If they are working, you provide their means or their income they receive in a particular year. And also, there is an office that is affiliated to the school to do the ISE Purificato. And this ISE Purificato, you write an email to the affiliated, is it CGIL office affiliated to the school, and then this office will take over all those documents with their translation. You submit everything with the translation. And when you submit the document to them, you await for their calculations, and after they will give you a response on the ISE Purificato and then your economic value. If there is any missing document, you always look out for your email to respond to such documents and to be abreast with whatever they require from you. And also, you should also let them know that you will be applying for the school apartments and then the regional scholarship. With this reason, they should be like switched with the response they give you on your ISE Purificato. So after then, along the line, the regional scholarship will open in roughly June, July, and then you do your submission, and then you'll be awaiting for your visa as well. So when you get the response, then I think basically that is my process about the application, the regional scholarship, and then so far that's how it is. So I think this process, it has a lot to do about teamwork rather than being in your corner as if you are the only one in the world. It's a teamwork in the sense that you don't stay and just decide on what to do, but communicate with people. This is what I am doing in this school. Is that what they expect from us? If you don't understand something, there are official mails that you can write encourage to. If you fear that sometimes writing to the embassy will expose you or your application, you can use a different email, write to them to seek clarification. And
thank you so much because of time. Thank you so much. However, how much how much were you awarded for this scholarship?
This regional scholarship,
what benefits did you get? Yeah.
Okay, so the entire amount is almost roughly 7,000 euros, but there are some deductions that.
What benefits were that?
So I am benefiting from the canteen service.
Okay.
Accommodation.
Okay.
My tuition is also taken care of.
Free tuition?
Yes, free
Okay.
tuition. And
Mm-hmm.
then my stipend also is
Okay. So have
assured.
you received any money so far, like for the stipends for the
Yeah,
first semester?
for the uh, for the scholarship, it is given in two folds. That is,
Mm-hmm.
one part will be given to you, and unfortunately, or fortunately, in a way, when the first section has been disbursed into our accounts, they took away the accommodation and some. So we are left with a small chunk of
It's
money for our
okay.
daily expenditures. And then the second aspect, which
Mm-hmm.
you need to have a total CFU,
Mm-hmm.
an Italian system of CGPA. Yeah, you need to pass, let's say if you pass 19 credits hour course, that is 9. In
Mm-hmm.
addition to other ones, then you should have a minimum of 20 CFU for you to
Okay.
receive the second aspect of the scholarship.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if you are not able to meet that 20 CFU, you have a bonus of 5 to add up to whatever you already have. So I'm expecting the second disbursements probably in June, and
Okay. Okay.
I think I
Um.
may enjoy with my brother Jefta because we all Bergamo.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So we are quickly going to let the speakers speak for 10 minutes, then we open the floor and then we're going to take your questions. So far, some people have sent their questions, but then we'll get to that and then we'll ask the various speakers. So when you put in your question, you can, later on we'll attend to it. But then this one,
Thank
you
you
look
so
like you are
much.
ready to sleep.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it has been a lovely moment for us as a family because when you start this process to travel as a student, you join a family like your university family you had in the previous years. I also like to use the opportunity to acknowledge or to be grateful to some few friends, especially these 3 people who were processing their visa as at the time I was also looking for a job in Accra. That is Adovo Theodore McCaffrey, and then Jamashi Hope, and then Akpabla Edem. These few people, they were processing, 2 of their friends were processing their visa to travel as I was also looking for a job and going for interviews. And I never had the plan to travel to Italy. But in the long end, when they introduced the Italian schools to me, the processes to take, I think one thing that worked for us is the teamwork, because already they were in Italy and I'm in Ghana, but the communication has been more than even being close together. Everything I need to ask them because I am new to the system. So I'll acknowledge everyone who is taking the process to take time to read instruction, seek advice when necessary, and also be genuine and add prayers to everything you are doing. And I believe God will give us the assurance of Visa 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys heard it. Add prayers to everything, every single thing that you're doing. And